Here comes a new challenger!
Hello everyone, and welcome to Everyone Is Not Here, the series in which we go over characters or franchises that I feel are missing from Smash or aren't represented well enough. In this case, we're going to be talking about a character that is strangely absent for no reason, that being Porky. Now, I'm not a big Mother fan, but that doesn't mean I won't cover characters that I'm not a fan of the series, doesn't mean I won't talk about them, and Porky's a very odd non-inclusion. Now sure, there is the safety capsule, but let's be real with ourselves. That shouldn't count. Porky is just not represented in the game, and it's very odd. I mean, think about it. We have the boss fight from Brawl, right? And if we look at the spirits in, well, Ultimate, every boss except Porky from Brawl has a spirit. They have a PNG. Yet Porky doesn't have one at all. Now I should stress, this series is not to suggest that characters that I talk about will be fighters. I'm just making the weird conclusion that I make. And in this case, Porky's just a odd disinclusion. Like, he's not in the game as a spirit. I mean, sure, there's the stage that's based on him, but otherwise he's just not in the game at all, which is really weird. There's not really a lot to talk about with Porky other than he's just not there. And since I don't know why they chose to omit him, even though they obviously know he exists, I don't know, it feels like maybe they had plans for Porky, or maybe they planned on returning boss battles or something like that. After all, I think Mother's recently been getting a lot of merchandise and other things, so I guess it would make sense, but come to think of it, if we look back in the trailer for Donkey Kong and I guess Banjo, the whole thing was, well, the original 8 having their villains, and if we look at, well, the original 12 characters in Smash, the only franchises that don't have their villains are F-Zero and Earthbound. I guess you can consider Mewtwo a villain if you want to. I don't. So in a sense, I guess Pokemon, you know, but people may argue. So with that being said, I guess it would make sense that if Porky was playable that they'd reuse that trailer yet again, but I don't know, it feels weird that he hasn't shown up at all. I mean, think about it. You would think he'd be there because he is the main antagonist for 2 of the games. And if he's the main antagonist for 2 of the games, he was a boss in Brawl, they obviously didn't forget about him because they brought back his stage from Brawl in Smash 4, he was in Smash 4, and they even included Porky's theme. So I'm not saying Porky will be playable, but what I am saying is that I do think they've been planning for something for Porky for a long time, and they just not had the opportunity to do so. We'll see what happens. Me personally, like I said, there's not much to talk about with Porky. It's just, he's not there, and I find that weird. If I knew more things about Mother than I did, I'd probably have more to say, but I just don't. So hopefully we see him. It's, like I said, it's just strange. If he was to be a character though, I guess I could see him in some type of suit, similar to like Bowser Jr. That's about it. That's all I could really say if he was playable. They haven't added assist trophies as DLC, so I doubt he'd be an assist, and unless there's a new Mother game on the horizon with a new protagonist and the same Porky as an antagonist, then I don't see how Porky would come back unless he was either A, the character, or B, a new protagonist takes over and he's a boss in the stage or something like that. It's weird. It really is. Even when they did a Earthbound Spirit event, they didn't bring back his spirit. So to me, it sounds like they had plans for him, but we'll see in the far future. With that all being said, take care of yourselves guys, and as always, have an amazing rest of your wonderful day. Peace!